getting your second series win this season. How does it feel, man?
Well, I mean, this one feels good. Our first series versus Minnesota, I'd say was like a lot of our series this year, like at Minnesota versus Toronto and versus Florida. Those were last like 2 game fives that we could have won. But the Minnesota series, I think we just came out really flat today, and still almost managed to win the hard points. But if I mean, I don't know. This series though, like we just kind of forgot everything else. Honestly, practice going into it, like today, because we had like a 9-hour break after the Minnesota match. We had a lot of time to really sit there and think about it. The practice wasn't that good. We were pretty frustrated, but we got into the match, and I mean, it was our best series by far, obviously.
What do you think has been maybe some of the key factors for you guys this year that really need to focus on?
Well, obviously our search and destroy. That was, yeah, I mean, like our hard point. It was our best hard point we played. It was our best search and destroy we played. But when you got people going off like that, I mean, it is pretty easy. But I kind of feel like we were all just doing our thing, and App and Sam, who I mean, they're our big hitters. So, and they went off map 1 and map 2, and we kind of just had to do our thing. But like, I mean, maybe you couldn't tell, but I mean, we did do really well. But the maps just felt really easy. Obviously, we have 2 people going off, but it felt like we were doing everything we were supposed to do, and we finally got it to all come together.
Well, being one of the veterans on the team, what is it that you tell maybe some of the younger guys you're playing with on how to handle some of these tough situations you're going through?
Well, unfortunately, I think we're the oldest team, but I mean, we have Casey Pander coming in as a sub. I mean, after we were just having like really bad scrims, I was like, go in. One, we're not listening to each other. When you go to this match, listen. If we listen and just talk to each other throughout the match, I feel like it's one thing we were kind of missing, like when you're playing Call of Duty, if you're just strictly calling out like, he's one shot, he's over there, or just strictly call outs, it usually doesn't go too well because you're either getting smoked really badly or you're kind of in it, but you're not really there. So we just really tried focusing on having conversations and just making sure that there were no like holes in our gameplay, because with 5 people, if one guy gets through, it could ruin everything. So we just had everything covered, and it felt good.
For you personally this year, maybe what's been kind of the biggest struggle for you?
I mean, I think just I don't even know. I mean, I haven't really done that bad, but then again, we haven't really done good. So I don't know if you could say any of us have done really good, because if you're not winning, does it really matter? But I don't know. It's just like getting it down as a team, taking our time, and making sure our pace is on, because I feel this game sometimes you either are in a really good rhythm and it's going really well, or it's a complete opposite and it's a nightmare. And I mean, that's how our other series went. Sometimes we're doing well, sometimes we won a map, sometimes we got smoked. But I just hope we can continue like this tomorrow.
What do you think is so different about this game? Maybe that brings some different challenges than previous ones. Like, and so, like you said, you have some veterans on the team that you guys have played these games. You've been through some of the struggles before. What is so different about this game that it's kind of hard to adapt to maybe?
I mean, I think in this game the hardest thing, well, 5v5, but then like with the squad spawning, you really have to keep track of people. That's how I was saying, like that cave. It could have went either way if we let them through, like sneak through at certain times, that was happening in our scrims before, and we kill all of them. They get a squad spawn, and like you really have to keep track of everything, and you really have to make sure your comms are on point, because there's so many lanes, and with 10 people on the map, like giving up something or just blacking out, really, that could make you lose a map.
Well, there's obviously a lot of pressure, building new teams, being part of a new one here in the CDL. For you, what kind of fun do you guys have behind the scenes? Who's getting teased the most? Who do you guys maybe have the most fun with?
I mean, right now it's definitely Casey. It's Sam's friend from science class, or his best friend. There's always a lot of jokes about Casey. But yeah, I don't know. We're just trying to have fun, and obviously it's hard when you're losing. But I don't know, with the format, I think we just need to get a win under our belt. Because the worst part is we haven't really lost any series that were like blowouts. I think the Minnesota one was, well, even like the Dallas series, we played them back to back at London. I'd say the first series was really close. Second one was kind of but I don't know. It's hard when you're going through the tournaments, especially like Minnesota, and you're losing round 11, game 5s. That That's tough. It's hard. And then just like Minnesota today, some of the maps could have went our way, but they didn't.
Well, definitely some things have gone your way, and with the win you got here today, best of luck as you guys continue to pursue Sunday.